Welcome to The Explainer. If you've been watching the Bitcoin market, you know it's gone, well, weirdly quiet. But you don't want to let that calm fool you. Today, we're breaking down the critical signals that suggest a major storm is brewing, and what that could mean for the next big move.
And this quote really just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? The market is pretty much holding its breath, just consolidating in this super tight range. But all the key indicators are pointing to a massive price swing that's just around the corner. The big question is, which way is it going to break?
So, to really understand where the price might be headed, we gotta zoom out and look at the big picture first. And right now, that picture is filled with all these conflicting signals that are creating some serious tension in the market.
What we're seeing here is a real tug-of-war. On one side, if you look at the weekly chart, you've got this major long-term warning sign flashing. It's a bearish divergence, which hints at some underlying weakness. But then, on the other side, a shorter-term chart is flashing oversold, which has been giving the bulls a little bit of relief and propping the price up.
And what happens when you have these two massive forces pulling in opposite directions? Well, you get a stalemate. This tension between the long-term bearish pressure and that short-term bullish hope has basically forced Bitcoin into this tight, sideways grind. The price is trapped, for now.
So this brings us right into the eye of the storm. Let's zoom in a little and see what's actually happening right now, as the market coils up for its next big move.
You can see the price is being squeezed into this classic technical pattern. It's called an ascending triangle. See how we've got a flat horizontal line of resistance at the top, but a rising line of support below it? That's because the price keeps making higher lows. A pattern like this, well, it almost always ends in a really volatile break. And as this range gets tighter and tighter, you can see it right there on the chart, the price is literally running out of room to move. A breakout above that resistance or a breakdown below support isn't just a possibility anymore. At this point, it's basically a mathematical inevitability. All that energy is building up.
Okay, this is where it gets really important. We need to talk about the key levels that are going to define this next trend. Let's break down the exact numbers you absolutely need to have on your radar.
All right, number one, $94,000. You gotta remember this one. This is the big bad resistance. It's the ceiling that has been holding the price down. A clean break above this level is without a doubt the number one thing the bulls need to see. Next up, we're looking at $89,000. This is pretty fascinating because a huge pool of trader liquidity has built up right around this level. That basically means this price is acting like a short-term magnet, maybe pulling the price down for a quick test before any bigger move happens.
And finally, what if the bears win this fight? If the market does turn south and breaks down out of this triangle, the most significant line in the sand, the absolute must-hold level, is $85,000. That's the major support that has to hold to prevent a much, much deeper correction.
So let's play this out. What does the bullish scenario look like? Well, if Bitcoin can decisively break and hold above that $94,000 resistance, the path looks like it opens right up. The first stop would probably be that big psychological level of $100,000, with the ultimate target for this pattern breakout sitting somewhere near $107,000.
Of course, Bitcoin's drama never happens in a vacuum, right? It's going to drag the rest of the crypto market along for the ride, one way or another.
The key thing to watch here is something called Bitcoin dominance. It just measures Bitcoin's market share against all the other cryptos. And right now, it's completely neutral, totally flat. That means altcoins probably aren't going to outperform or underperform Bitcoin. Instead, they're very likely to just mirror whatever move Bitcoin makes next.
And look, you can see this is happening market-wide. Just like Bitcoin, major altcoins like Ethereum and XRP are also stuck between their own critical support and resistance levels. You've got Ethereum defending $3,000, while XRP is trying to hold on to $1.80. The entire market is coiled up for the exact same move.
So, this is what it all boils down to, right? The chart is coiled, the levels are crystal clear, and the entire market is just waiting for a signal. The whole crypto space is just poised on a knife's edge.
Okay, with those storm clouds gathering, let's get practical. It's time to lay out the exact signals that are going to confirm which way this whole market is about to head.
For now, the name of the game is patience. A confirmed daily candle closing above $94,000, that is your definitive bullish signal. A break below that rising support line we talked about, that's the bearish confirmation. And in the very short term, keep a really close eye on how the price reacts around that $89,000 liquidity zone.
So the key takeaway here is pretty simple. This quiet period of just going sideways, this isn't a time to get complacent or bored. This is the time to prepare.
The analysis is strongly suggesting that the next major market-defining move is coming, and it's coming very, very soon.
And that leaves us with the final pressing question. We've laid out the whole battlefield. We know the key levels. Now we just wait for the storm to break. Which way do you think it's going to go?